And welcome to Around the Ozark Spotlight. Each week, we uncover the stories behind the people who live and work here in Southwest Missouri. Those individuals with entrepreneurial spirit who work to better the lives of others and put pen to paper to write books and stories about the history of the Ozarks and its people. I'm your host, Scott Meier. Today, we're going to explore the world of luxury resort living with Madison Horner. Madison's the public relations manager with Big Cedar Lodge down in Branson. And Madison, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. It's so great to be back.
You know, what's interesting sometimes is folks that live in the city of Springfield, even as far as Ozark or Nixa, sometimes see Branson as being far away when in fact it's only about 40 minutes from the city when you think about it. And one of the reasons I wanted to have you back was there's so much going on at Big Cedar Lodge and so many things that folks can do locally, even if it's just weekend staycations. Is that fair?
Absolutely. That's the great thing about Big Cedar is that overnight guests and locals alike, they can explore all of the adventures that we have on property. Whether they're heading for an evening at Fun Mountain, we have a 50,000 square foot activity center with, truly everything a kid could ever imagine, from bowling, laser tag, arcade, ropes course. But then we have things at Top of the Rock like the Lost Canyon Cave and Nature Trail. It's a 2.5 mile journey on an electric cart, and they can hop on that any time of year. So there really is something for everyone from every age that just keeps people coming back here.
You know, let's talk about that activity center for a minute. It was a few years ago. We had some friends from out of town, and we were watching it being built. Obviously, it's done, and it's been done for a while. I'm not sure people know a lot about that. Are you prepared to tell us a little bit more?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's called Fun Mountain, and like I said, it's a huge activity center. So you can go there, you can eat. We have Uncle Buck's Fishbowl and Grill. So while the kiddos are having so much fun bowling, doing golf
Hmm.
simulators in the arcade, mom and dad can hang out in the Bluefin Lounge or grab some pizza and a drink at Uncle Buck's and just really relax and unwind while the kiddos have fun.
You know, it's amazing. Even this time of the year, when you visit that whole area, walk down to the church overlooking the Lake of the or the uh, oh God, look at me. That's because I was spending some time up at Lake of the Ozarks. I have Lake of the
Uh-huh.
Ozarks on my mind, overlooking Table Rock. I mean, it's beautiful, and you know the Lost Tears statue and the in the pond, the museum, Native American Museum of Artifacts is amazing.
Oh, absolutely. I think we touched on that a little bit last time, but some people don't realize the Ancient Ozarks Natural History Museum. It is it's incredible, and it really is one of the best museums, in my opinion, in all of the Midwest. We have a variety of Native American, Civil War, and Western artifacts.
Hmm.
So some of the highlights from the museum are. You'll see Lincoln's desk, a lock of Lincoln's hair, the flag that was over, caskets. I mean, it's incredible. You could
Hmm.
probably spend 3 hours in there if you wanted to, and that's the great thing. You could come back and probably find something that you didn't even know was there the first time.
I think the last time we were there, it was 3 hours, and there's so much to see, read, do, things you can touch, things you can't touch, but like you say, that are amazing artifacts. The things with Lincoln are just incredible. You don't, you if you're not aware of it, and I think a lot of people aren't aware of it, which is unfortunate. You wouldn't know what was there. It's a real treasure.
It is. I wish people knew more about it. Oftentimes they go to the top of the rock, and of course, there's world class dining from Arnie's Barn, Osage Restaurant, and the Buffalo Bar, but they almost just walk right past it, which you would think with the giant woolly mammoth it might attract their attention. So I would
Hmm.
love for more people to experience that, and it's relatively cheap. It's only about $12 a ticket, and if you do the cave trail, you'll actually get a free admission to the museum.
You know, it's amazing. You great raise a great point there. Johnny Morris has done a great job with everything that he builds, but he doesn't make things obtuse in the sense that they're in your face. You know, there's hidden treasures everywhere. When you take that golf course ride, or not the golf course ride, but the golf cart ride, which takes quite a while, and you get to go through. Oh gosh, caves and all kinds of things on that ride. I don't know if it's open in the wintertime or not. You can tell us that.
Yeah.
But there's a bar on that ride if you elect to stop and have a beverage.
Yes. There is. It's called the Bat Bar, and there's different drinks that you can choose from. And inside the cave, there's a 4-story waterfall. So it's really incredible. And the whole thing, you can kind of just go at your own pace. There's little areas where the golf carts can park. You can get out, take photos, and just take in the breathtaking views of the Ozark Mountains and Table Rock Lake. I mean, it's special. And you just mentioned Christmas time. So we had Nature at Night on the Lost Canyon Cave and Christmas Trail. So the golf cart actually took you through the story of Christmas, and you got to see these beautiful displays of animals across the Ozarks, just blown up with all the lights you can imagine. So it was really beautiful.
Madison Horner is my guest that you're seeing and hearing on Around the Ozark Spotlight today. Madison, the public relations manager at Big Cedar Lodge in Branson. Before we came on together today, I was busy looking at room rates. I wanted to see what room rates look like this time of the year. Not that we can only talk about what's going on this time of the year, but I'm not sure that people think about sometimes, because of its proximity being so close, what a great weekend getaway. And I saw rooms starting at about $110.
Yes, that's right. So right now we're actually running a Q1 offer. So there's different room rates, and they're relatively inexpensive. So you can choose from a variety of different accommodations. We have grand lodges, log cabins, and lakeside cottages. So really just something for everyone. They're different tastes, different budgets. So it's a great place, so close to Branson and to Springfield.
If somebody wants to go shooting, I heard there's a shooting range.
There is. So right now, it's closed a little bit for construction because of all of the exciting things that are coming at Thunder Ridge Nature Arena. So it's a little bit limited on what you can do at the Shooting Academy. But when it is regular season, I mean, there's so much you can do for, couple shooting instruction, regular shooting instruction. So.
What's Thunder Range? Tell us about that. That sounds like something new.
Goodness. So Thunder Ridge Nature Arena, that was actually where the Garth Brooks concert was held back in fall of 2022. And if you haven't heard, we have some pretty exciting entertainment coming this summer from Chris Stapleton and Luke Bryan. So we're thrilled for that. And there's a lot of different changes coming. There's new elements from overnight towers that are being added, expanding our suites. They're adding more restrooms, concessions, and more parking.
Yeah, we don't want to dwell too long on that, but I know there were some issues, but it sounds like they've gotten their arms around the parking issues.
Yes, adding a lot more parking, over 6,000 parking added, as well as, working in conjunction with the state to widen Highway 86 from 2 to 4 lanes. So just allowing for easier access in and out of Thunder Ridge.
Now, Chris Stapleton and Luke Bryant, those are some pretty big acts. I think Grammy night was pretty good to them.
Yes, absolutely. We're thrilled to have them, and we just believe that this is going to be one of the world's premier nature amphitheaters. It overlooks Table Rock Lake and the Boston Mountains of Arkansas. So we're excited for what's to come.
Madison, how busy does it get in the summertime? What if you had to put a number on the number of heads that stay in beds that come and go over the course of the summer? What does that look like there?
I'm not exactly sure on the exact summer number, but we do host 7 million guests annually. Summer is our obviously peak season.
7 million.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So we are always busy in the summer. I think spring and summer is the best because everyone's outside. And, if you know our founder, Johnny Morris, his passion and his vision, it was to create this resort so that families could connect in the great outdoors and appreciate the beauty of the Ozarks around them. And we offer a variety of outdoor-based activities so they can hop on a boat at Table Rock Lake or spend an afternoon at one of our world-class golf courses. So there's just a lot to do in the summer. There's a lot to do in the winter months as well, but summer's really where it's at.
Madison, have you had a challenge with employees at all, or are you fully employed or always looking for new staff?
I think right now we're good, but there's always opportunity for more. We are working on some additional housing for some of our employees, especially some of the J1 students. So I think that'll be a huge draw for people who are interested in working at Big Cedar, but also have that housing component as well.
So you say the spring outside is where it's at, is being outside, but what kinds of things are you offering up this spring that can get some folks excited about? If they come down and stay for a couple of days, they're going to be more than busy and full of great food.
Absolutely. So in the spring and summer, we have movie nights on the lawn that all the families can participate in. We have campfires outside. But we also, I don't know if you've heard of this, it's pretty special. It's our
Hmm.
Lady Liberty brunch and dinner cruises that'll actually set sail from Long Creek Marina, which is one of our two marinas on property. And it's incredible. It's a 62-foot luxury yacht that was brought here from New York, and it
Wow.
has incredible views of the Ozarks during that cruise.
Now, when does something like that kick off?
That will be probably April, May. I know the exact dates haven't been set, but usually when it gets a little bit warmer out, we'll start having those dinner and brunch cruises.
Now, what about are you involved with making the grounds available for things like weddings or special parties?
Oh, absolutely. So we have four chapels on property. Chapel of the Ozarks at Top of the Rock. We have the Garden Chapel on the main property, Hope Wilderness at Dogwood Canyon, and then Integrity Hills Chapel. So there's always opportunities for weddings. I mean, nothing more beautiful than a wedding at Big Cedar Lodge. Every chapel has just stunning views of the lake and of the Ozark Mountains, and so it's a special place for for your big day.
It really is. So when you sit down and break bread with Johnny, what other kind of plans has he got going forward? Do you ever
Oh,
get a chance to see him and speak with him?
every once in a while, he's in and out of office. He's very busy. I mean, he
Hmm.
doesn't stop working. But he's such a visionary. There's always projects in the works. So there's going to be lots of exciting news coming out this year. I can't say too much yet, um, but lots coming.
Madison Horner is my guest. Madison is the head of public relations for Big Cedar Lodge. I'm always interested. It's called Big Cedar Lodge, but it's so much more. Does that confuse anybody else, or is it just confusing to me?
No, definitely. I don't think people realize just all that there is. Even guests on property, I think sometimes they are a little overwhelmed that there really is so much to do because when you arrive, of course, you have the main property, but guests can also shuttle up to Top of the Rock, where, I mean, you could spend a whole day at Top of the Rock itself. And then
Hmm.
there's also Long Creek Marina. So, I mean, it's expands over 4,600 acres, but I mean, the fun never ends. So I think every time you come back, you could probably experience something completely different.
Is the driving range in the past now? Is the lighted driving range that used to be in front of Arnie's pub, is that gone?
Yes. So there's a new project underway there.
Huge project. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. So the Cathedral of Nature, if you're familiar with that, that was the sinkhole that opened in
Hmm.
2015, and there was a lake at that time, and so the lake from, or sorry, the water from that lake drained out of a mile or a cave a mile away, and so it just over time they kept digging and digging, and they discovered what is now the Cathedral of Nature. But as for upcoming golf projects, those are still in the works at Top of the Rock. We don't have an exact date for when that will be opening, but there's crews up there working every single day on different projects at Top of the Rock and Big Cedar.
Yeah, it's I'm going to miss that. But once they opened up that sinkhole, my goodness, that's a whole new thing. And that's where the golf cart, when you rent the golf cart, it goes to that area, does it not?
So that is the goal eventually for
Okay.
those to connect.
Hmm.
Right now, there's still crews out there, taking dump truckloads of dirt. So it might be a while before that opens, but that is the ultimate goal for that.
Yeah, that's if you haven't seen it, it's phenomenal. When looking at the website, I did have a chance to look at some of the really finer places you can stay, which
Yeah.
are amazing, by the way. How far ahead are those typically booked, and is that more of a business thing, or is that do you see families renting some of those places as well?
It depends. There's periods where there's more availability. Obviously, in our spring and summer season, they stay pretty booked. Even the really big ones out by Paynes Valley, we have the Paynes Valley 4 bedroom and 2 bedroom cottages, and those are unlike anything you'll ever experience. There's even a putting green in the front with a little pool, real wood burning fireplaces. They're huge. So they're special and they stay booked up pretty much all the time in those peak seasons.
I would guess you find your occasional Hollywood celebrity probably in that area. It's so beautiful, and
It is.
it's not the everyday man or woman's pocket change, but it's just looks like a very special experience. My guest today is Madison Horner. Madison is the head of public relations for the Big Cedar Lodge in Branson, and we'll be back in a moment with more on Around the Ozarks Spotlight. I'm your host, Scott Meier.
Hey, everybody, it's Ethan and Sarah Forhetz from your favorite podcast, Around the Ozarks in 5. I'm sure you've been wondering, how can I get even more amazing stories, events, and witty banter to start my day?
Well, look no further. Here we are. Sign up for our daily newsletter. You'll have what's going on around the Ozarks right at your fingertips each weekday morning.
Yeah, just go to aroundtheozarks.com, click on the newsletter tab to sign up.
Thanks for listening to Around the Ozarks in 5. We hope to see you in your inbox soon.
And welcome back to the second half of today's Around the Ozarks Spotlight. My guest, the beautiful Madison Horner. Madison is the head of public relations for Big Cedar Lodge. That's a big job, Madison. How long have you been doing that?
So I started in November of 2022. So it's been a little over a year. I was a former reporter for KY3 News, so switched gears a little bit and now get to be on the other side. I get to tell the stories to the media, and it's really the best job in the world, getting to share all that Big Cedar is and the beauty and world-class place that this has become.
How good of listeners are the media?
They're
Because
great.
you're in a very different situation now. Are you finding people are asking you good questions and actually listening to the answers? Is that something that happens?
Absolutely. I think I'd have a great working relationship with lots of different media members. It's fun being able to tell really positive stories and getting to highlight the beauty that is Big Cedar all the time. I love being able to share just those little memories that keep people coming back to Big Cedar. I grew up going to Big Cedar, and so it was really full circle for me to now get to share those memories that other families are getting to create as well.
What's it like in a position like that, being in charge of the public relations for such a huge undertaking, to get to know everything? I mean, my goodness, when you go online and you look at your website, it's one thing after another. And I know, we talked about Johnny Morris being so fussy before. Everything is very special. And if he doesn't think it's special enough, they end up closing it. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that you got to be on top of to know what's going on all the time.
Yeah, but that's what makes it fun, is every day there could be something different, and you never know what project he's going to start on and what you're going to be able to, tell the story of. So I think it keeps it exciting. I remember transitioning from news thinking, will there be those hectic days? And there are those at sometimes, when you're working on those press releases, of course, but it really is the best job in the world.
Now, do you have friends and guests that come in from out of town and you show them around?
Yeah, actually, just a couple of weeks ago, I had some friends that came to Branson, went to Silver Dollar City, and then they stayed at Big Cedar. So I got to take them around, and they're always just blown away by property. They didn't realize how big it was and all that there is to do. So it's really fun for them to experience that firsthand.
Standing in the chapel, the top of the rock, especially when the sun is setting, is breathtaking. I'm not sure there's many visions in America where you're going to find that much beauty, and you understand where you're standing and the surroundings around you. I mean, it's just even walking out to it is amazing, but that view is something else.
It is. So we even have sunset ceremonies so people can really take in those breathtaking sunset views over Table Rock Lake. It's every night, so they'll even fire off that real cannon, and then the bagpipers will play a song. And if you haven't experienced it, it's not only a must-visit dining location, but that is a must-see experience.
So if somebody leaves Springfield on a Saturday morning and says, let's take the fam and go hang out, when you get up to the roundabout and you turn into the facility, right? Which way do you want to go? Do you want to go to the left or you want to go to the right? You have two choices.
Ooh, I guess it just depends on, do you have the whole day?
I'm mom, dad, and the kids, and yeah, we're going to kill a day up at Table Rock.
Yeah, I would start at Top of the Rock. I would head
Mhm.
over to the Welcome Center, hop on a cart, experience the cave trail, and then head over to Arnie's Barn for lunch. You know, that we have, you can get the best tacos. They have like grilled mahi mahi tacos, they're
Mhm.
incredible. And then you could head over to the main property. We have different events throughout the week and especially on the weekends. And if you're staying overnight, the kiddos can actually be dropped off at our Kids Adventure Club while mom and dad
Really?
go maybe head over to the spa, head over to a date night, and they'll get to experience 4 hours of fun with some of our incredible staff. They'll take them on an adventure around property. They get to learn new things, and so
Mhm.
it's that perfect combination.
Now, it looks like they don't have to drive their cars around everywhere either, do they?
No, we do have a shuttle. So there's some people, they'll tell us from the minute we arrive, we don't touch our car until we leave, which is super special and it's very fun. So they can hop on the shuttles. And even our shuttle drivers, the stories that they tell, and there's even people that come back, they're looking for that shuttle driver because something so special about Big Cedar is we want our guests to walk away with experiencing that genuine Ozarks hospitality from the moment they
Mhm.
check in and get on their shuttles. And so they're looking for those shuttle drivers. They're looking for certain waitresses and waiters at our dining outlets, which I think is a testament to just the exceptional service that we provide that keeps people coming back.
So we are at nearing the end of February. We've got a whole springtime coming up. What's on tap?
Lots are on tap. So right now, as we head we're heading out of our seasons of celebration into the adventure in the great outdoors. I think this is the perfect time to just cozy up by the campfire, cozy up by a real wood burning fireplace. You know, spend a whole day on Table Rock Lake. You can rent out a boat. You can even get guides from the pros. And I mean, the adventure is just endless from hiking, mini golf, you name it. It's here at Big Cedar.
Now, you didn't mention some of the championship golf. There's a little bit more than mini golf up there.
Absolutely. So we have 5 world-class golf courses, and I truly believe Big Cedar is becoming one of the world's premier golfing destinations.
Mhm.
And we really cater to, you know, buddies trips, those die-hard golfers, but that we can also pivot to that family vacation as well. But speaking to some of those world-class golf courses, we have, of course, Paynes Valley, which is the 19-hole Tiger Woods designed course, 18 holes designed by Tiger, and then that last hole designed by Johnny Morris. So it's very special.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we also have the 4 other. We have Top of the Rock, which was designed by Jack Nicklaus. It's a 9-hole par 3. Ozarks National, designed by Corin Crenshaw, and as well as Mountaintop by Gary Player. I mean, the list just goes on of these leading architects in the golf space.
Well, I've had a chance to play mountaintop, and I think I went through a dozen balls at least. It's got to be one of the hardest golf courses I've ever played.
See,
And
we had an associate golf tournament, and I got to play it
yeah,
during that.
so you know,
I do know, and it's a walking course. So
yes, no,
yeah.
it's beautiful, and I mean the vistas, the views are to die for. And then the par 3 every year. There's an event there, right, where we have professionals that come in and play,
Yes.
and the par 3. I've not played it, but watching people play it, I
Mhm.
think it's the hardest golf course up there.
Well, I'm no golf pro, so props to all of the ones out there. It is challenging. And I think that's awesome about all of our courses, that they just range and, you know, different challenges. And so there's something for everyone out there. There really is.
So beyond the fish tacos, what else do you find as your favorite meals, and which restaurants?
Ooh, that's tough. Devil's Pool is very nostalgic for me because when I was growing up, that's where our family would always go.
Mhm.
So it's just like the rustic, cozy charm of Devil's Pool. But we also have the historic Warman House, which is one of the original buildings on property where Harry and Dorothy Warman actually lived in the early 1920s. So from the moment you walk in, it's really just steeped in history, and you can just feel that from, you know, every corner of the resort. And then of course, there's Osage Restaurant at Top of the Rock, which is that exceptional fine dining. So
Mhm.
really just something there for everyone.
Is that the one that's kind of built into the rock itself that overlooks the infinity pool?
No, that one is a different one. So Osage is the one that overlooks Table Rock Lake with the
Ah,
sunset ceremony. Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then even grabbing, I love throwing out different ideas because these are things that we've had a chance to do and they're so much fun.
Yeah.
You can get a libation glass of wine, which is a big part of it. You can get a glass of wine and walk out by the infinity pool and sit. And the beauty of it is this time of the year, that's where the sun faces south. So you can get a warm sun. You're out of the elements. You're not in the wind
Mhm.
and it overlooks not only the infinity pool but all of Table Rock Lake. I mean, it's an amazing place to just kind of chill, and
Yeah.
you don't even know that you're in this part of the world, other than the fact the Ozarks are so pretty. But you don't know that you're 40 minutes from the city. You don't know that you're 10 minutes from Branson. You feel like you're in the middle of nowhere.
Yes. Yeah, like you'd mentioned, the infinity pool, that's actually downstairs from Osage. So you've
Right.
got Osage and then the Buffalo Bar, and then you have this stone-lined stairwell that takes you down to the wine cellar and the wine
Hmm.
event room, and it's beautiful. We have a lot of our events there. We're actually gearing up for our celebration of taste. It's our 30th annual. So that will be coming up soon, and that will be hosted at Top of the Rock and then make its way back to the Warman House.
What happens at that? That sounds pretty good.
It is. So it's our 30th annual. So guests will get to mingle with fellow wine connoisseurs. They'll get to try different foods. This year it will feature Dave Finney of Orin Swift Wine Collection. So they'll get to learn more about the history of Orin Swift too.
Oh, is that right? Now, is
Yeah.
that a ticketed event? Is that something they can go online and get tickets
It's
to?
actually completely sold out.
Oh
So
my God! See,
I know it's incredible an event. Yeah.
It's funny and sad, Madison, because there's so much going on there. And like I say, if you're not aware of the things that are happening all the time, you may be late to the table. I think a lot of people think it's such a big place that it doesn't get quite as busy as it does. But it sounds like you're very busy all the time.
Absolutely. In the spring, we're going to also be having different F&B events roll out. So people need to make sure to look on the website for updates on all of those. We're going to have an Easter event. We had Mother's Day, Father's Day events. So there's always something coming.
Now, I have to challenge you because I haven't looked to see if you have one. Is there an app for Big Cedar?
We have a shuttle app. So if you are staying on property, you can access the shuttle that way. But
Okay.
everything Big Cedar news and all of our accommodations and programming will be on the website.
You need to go to the website.
Yes.
Okay. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we've forgotten. The golf courses are open year round. Is that something that people can go out and play year round?
Paynes Valley and Top of the Rock are. However, our other courses will be opening in March and April.
Okay. And, but everything else right now is pretty much open, it sounds like, except for the marina. I would guess the marina's not open.
Actually,
And
people can still rent out in the colder months. There's just, of course, not as many people accessing it because the water is so cold right now. But here pretty soon, it's going to be booked and busy.
well, it's crazy. It was a couple of weeks ago here in Springfield, and I'm sure Branson gets your weather's about 5 degrees warmer than ours is half the time. It was a beautiful day, and we went out to Fellows Lake, and it was 65 degrees, and there's nothing better than to be on the water in January.
I know it's always a little unfair. You start thinking spring's here already, and then you turn
Mhm.
around, and then it'll be 32 the next day. But we take those warm days.
No, I hear you. I hear you. Madison, anything else you can think of? Otherwise, we're just about out of time.
I would just say keep looking for upcoming events. We're so excited for Chris Stapleton and Luke Bryan this summer. Thunder Ridge truly is going to be one of the world's most incredible nature-based amphitheaters. So we're
Now,
thrilled.
Thunder Ridge, are tickets for the events? Do you have to go through Ticketmaster? Where do you get tickets for concert events?
Yes, all tickets will be sold through Ticketmaster. Chris Stapleton tickets went on sale on Friday, February 2nd, and Luke Bryan tickets will go on sale Friday, February 16th. Yes.
Okay. So everything's happening now.
Yes, very soon. I would encourage people to get those tickets because they are selling quick.
Oh, I bet they are.
Yeah.
I want to thank you, Madison, for taking time out of your busy day. Sounds like it's crazy, and bringing us all up to speed on what's happening at Big Cedar. And we'll
Absolutely.
try to get some more folks down there if we can. Sounds like you got your hands full with what you got, but there's always room for more, correct?
It's always so much fun here. Absolutely.
I want to thank my guest, Madison Horner, today on Around the Ozarks Spotlight. Also, my producers, Taylor Worley and Jay Stevens, as well as all of you for joining us. And if you happen to miss all or part of today's show, you can find it in its entirety on the AroundTheOzarks.com app and website. Also, Facebook, Instagram, or X. And you can look for our new app, which we have, which is nice. You can find it at Apple apps or Android apps. I'm Scott Meier. Remember, every day is a gift. Enjoy that gift. Have a great day.